Hey everybody, so I am in the process of starting to make some more wickless candles. A couple days ago I made these green ones. They're actually a very lime green. They are apple vanilla. They kind of have like a almost like a Granny Smith kind of smell. I think they smell really good. So these are the wickless. They're wickless ones. They will sit on top of coffee warmers, which I will be selling those to go with them. Or if you've already got one, then you can buy the candles all by themselves. Again, like everything else in my art studio, they're not going to be extremely expensive because, as you know, I do this for myself, and as long as I can just make a little bit of extra money to buy what I need to buy and, you know, that kind of thing, then I'm fine. So I'm going to work on another 3 candles. I'm trying just to do small batches at a time, and I've kind of come to a little bit of a formula, and this worked out really well with these, so I'm going to try it with some different colors and different flavors. I think I'm going to do sandalwood next. I don't know if any of you are familiar or like that smell, but so I did about 3.5 ounces of beeswax, and I'm going to do 7 ounces of the soy. And right now this is just the Amazon bought soy. If I get soy from another company, I don't know, if it'll work the same as this soy. Seems like all of these waxes have different workings. So what I do is and then I add 4 big chunks of the coconut soy block. I don't really have that down to a science as how many ounces those blocks actually are, but my total within here will be roughly 21 ounces. So I just let that melt, and as it melts I just add more of the big block so that I know how much I'll need. I'm going to go get some water for the pan. Yes, I have water on hand here. About halfway up, and I'll just set this over here. Let's see what that is. Okay, so and then as this melts down a little bit, I will put the big chunks of soy in, or I'm sorry, the big chunks of coconut soy in, and that should bring it up to the 21 ounces. This combination worked really well. The scent is really good, and I'm hoping the heat throw, which is the scent that it throws off when it's hot, I hope that is good as well, and I will test these when they're ready. I have to, every time I make a candle, I have to give it at least 2 weeks to cure or longer, because that makes sure everything binds, everything's good, and then you heat it or light it, and then you see how your wicks do, you see how the scent throw is, just, and you see if that was a good overall formula, because sometimes it can smell really good cold like these do right now, and then you heat them up and you get nothing. Ain't that some crap? So, or you get a really good formula and then your candle don't burn right. So there seems to be a lot of things that go into this, but I think I'm mainly going to focus on wickless candles because I think, 1, they're safer, 2, you don't have to worry so much about how the wick burns, and I actually just like the idea. Now I have to say, I do love the wood wicks that have like the crackle, because I love the ambiance of candle flame, especially the wood ones. I may make a couple of those, but my goal is probably to make my own vessels, meaning like my own containers that hold the wax, more probably in concrete style, more rough style, because I like the more natural nature look. But I really think these are really pretty. They're very green, but they smell fantastic. So I'm going to do sandalwood, and I think I have two of them. I do have two of them. I also have eucalyptus, but I think I'm going to do the sandalwood this time, and I'm going to make 3 sandalwoods, and this is my extra. This is what I pour in when I have extra. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. So this is, definitely going to take a while to cool down or to heat up and do all of its things. So I don't think you guys want to sit here through all this. So I will be right back. Hey, so we're back. We're around 182 degrees. I added some brown. I don't know if you can see it, but I added some brown in there to kind of give the sandalwood a pretty color. Kind of looks reddish on the, but I think it's going to be really pretty. I haven't added the flavors yet. We are getting just about there. We've got to get up to 196. So that's what we're working on. Pretty excited about this. This one has a little more wax than I did before, so I'm hoping maybe I can get 4 full jars out of this. As you can see right here, I have wrapped the bottles in tin foil, and this is supposed to help them cool off at a slower pace to help the candle wax adhere to the glass, because that's what it's supposed to do. So I went ahead and wrapped these up, and let's see, we're at 184, so it's getting there slowly but surely. So as soon as I hit 196, I'm going to take it off the heat and then let it cool just for a second or two, add the fragrance oil, and then it will have to cool about 40 degrees cool down about 40 degrees to about 160 or so before I can pour it in the jars. And then we will let them sit. So let me see if I can show you the inside, what it looks like. So there, you can kind of see what the inside of it looks like. It's kind of a brownish red color. Kind of works really well for the fall. And here's the jars. Kind of exciting. These are going to be so beautiful. I can't wait. So that's what we got. That's what we're going to work with. And we'll be right back to pour in the fragrance. Okay, we're just about at 196. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as it hits 196, I'm going to take it off the heat, and then I'm going to add the fragrance oil. Just give that a good stir for probably a good 1 to 2 full minutes, because you want to make sure that the fragrance oil binds to the wax, and it needs that time to do that. But you don't want to continue cooking it while you've got the fragrance oil in there, because then you're going to cook off the fragrance. So this is what we're getting ready to do right now. Getting ready to just go ahead and take this off the heat. Just about at that temperature. just want to make sure we get that wax to a really high temperature. That's very important to the curing process at the end. The wax needs to be heated up really well. There are some waxes out there. There's a coconut apricot wax, which needs to get heated up to, okay, we're at 196, needs to get heated up to roughly 220 degrees. So there's even ones that get higher than this. So what I'm going to do, hopefully not burn myself, take this off the heat, set it here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this thermometer in there because I need to get it down to just like, it's crazy, you have to heat it up so high, then you got to bring it down, and so temperamental. So it's going, the thermometer's going back up. So right now I am taking the tops off of the two sandalwoods, and I'm going to put both of them, smells good, in there while it's dropping. Put gloves on because I tend to get oil all over my fingers, and then I will smell like sandalwood for days, which is good, but it's not good. So let's see, we're at 194. We need to go down just a little bit more. Okay, I got these tops popped off. And here's the other one. So they are made by two different manufacturers. You know, you can smell subtle differences in them, but together they smell really good. You know, actually the sandalwood is really a good, I call them flavors, I know that they're scents, but it's really a good flavor for a guy. It has, you know, like hints of, to me, like almost like cologne a little bit. It smells really good. I think that these would be really good for a guy to have, you know. They can put it in their bathroom with a little, they don't have to light it. It doesn't have to be all girly. They can just stick it on a coffee warmer and, you know, go about their guy business with it. That's what they could do. Maybe I'll market it to the men folk out there. So we're just about there. And when you stir this, or when you put these fragrances in, it's really, oh, there's the color. It's really, really important that you stir a good amount. So there's kind of, you can kind of see the color a little bit. So remember, it's sandalwood. So I kind of wanted to give it almost like a, I don't know how good you guys can see that, but a, you know, redwood kind of, you know, just an outdoorsy kind of look to it, a fall look maybe. Trying to do some stuff for the other gender, but I don't know. I'm pretty fond of this as well. I think I would like to put this smell in my house. I guess everybody has their preferences, you know. Some people like the fruity smells, some people like the, you know, bakery type smells, you know, cakes and cookies and things like that. And some people like the woodsy smells, and some people like the essential oils, which I have some essential oils coming in, and the majority of my wickless candles are going to be essential oils. So if you ever buy candles out there and it's an essential oil candle with a wick flame, be very careful, because if you don't do those correctly, it's very flammable and not in a good way. So I'm just about there, ready to dump these flavors in, and then we'll give it a good stir. Make sure we bind the oils to the candles. Make sure those molecules do what they need to do. Okay. So we're ready now to dump these in. Let me scoot that back so maybe you guys can see a little better. So here's my 2 candles, and or my 2 flavors, and we're just going to pour them in. They're each roughly 0.3 ounces. There's a lot of people who pour a lot of, ooh, I can already smell that. Pour a lot of fragrance in. I don't like stuff that's too overpowering. I like it to just leave like a nice scent in the house or the bathroom or wherever I have it. I think too much can leave you with a headache. This is definitely a great scent for a guy. Like, I think, or it's just a great earthy, doesn't have like, it's got like a little undertone of sweetness, but it really actually kind of smells like wood and cologne and like outdoors. That's what I get from it. Other people's scents might get a little different smells from it, but that's what I get from it. I think it smells really good. So right now it's really good, important that we bind this together. And then, so I'm going to give this a good stir for probably a good full 2 minutes. And then I'll wait for the temperature to get to about 160 degrees. So got to go down about 20 more degrees. And when it gets to that, then I will pour them in these jars and I will let them sit. It smells good. Really good. I'm going to be making my own vessels soon. I've got the medium that I'm going to use for it, and my molds that I'm going to use. Now, they won't be wickless though, because the medium that I'm using to make the molds probably wouldn't do well sitting on a coffee warmer. So I'm going to make them with a wick. I'm excited though, because I got big plans for that. This is so fun, you guys. I know a lot of you think you can't do this, or it's too hard, or I get maybe if you just don't want to, you just rather buy them. That's always easier too. But for me, all this stuff is just my passion. I just enjoy making things, and I'm sure eventually I'm going to get into soaps and chapstick, and maybe not a whole bunch of it, but just to try it out. I think that'd be fun. Okay, I think I'm just about there in the stirring. I think that's a good amount of stirring. I'm going to check my temperature now and see where we're at. It doesn't stay still. Okay, there. So it looks like we are at 130, 140, 45, 50, 53, 56, 61. Well, we're still way above we're hitting, I think, 170 here in a minute. So I still got a few degrees left. We got to get down to 160 roughly. Okay, so here's a bird's eye view of what's going on. We're at 160 and I'm going to pour it in. Now the trick to this is pouring consistently and slowly. Okay, that's what we're going to do. This thing is full. Alright, so let's see the best way to do this, I guess. So it's kind of too full, people. Not going as slow as I should. Hold on, I need to stop this because it's leaking out. There we go. Not the best pour vessel, I'm thinking, but okay. I'm not sure how many of these will fill. I'm hoping I get at least 4. This stuff smells so good. It's very man friendly, I would say. I like this color too. It's very rich. Well, I might be able to do one last one. Well, that was just perfect, you guys. That was maybe the stuff I lost down here on the side made my jar filling perfect. Stick this in here. Okay, so this is where we stop. This is where we stop and just let them sit. We don't mess with them. I give them about 24 hours before I just overnight before I come in here and do anything. I don't put any wicks in here. They will be just like this, and I'm thinking it's gonna solidify more like this down here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's almost like a redwood color. It's very pretty. I like it. Though I made a mess, I like it. So there's that. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I will put down in the description the things that I've used. And if you want to do this, please let me know, or if there's any that I'm doing that you want to buy, let me know. I know I haven't put prices up yet, and these are going to take at least 2 weeks to cure, but don't worry, they will be available because some of you have already asked me when you can start buying them, but I don't want to give them to you too soon and then them not do what they're supposed to do. So I think what these are roughly 7 ounces. So I think what I'm going to probably sell them for is probably $15. I think that's what I'm going to sell them for. So if you're interested, I still have some back there, or if you want ones that have wicks, I can do that too. This type of craft I will do commissions for. If there's specific scents you want, if you want, the new vessels I'm going to be making, because they're going to be more flower pot type bigger ones, and you want a specific flavor or specific look to it, I will definitely take commissions for those. These right here are going to be $15, and they'll be more expensive the bigger that they are, but these are 7 ounces, and these should last you a good while, especially on a coffee warmer. So like, subscribe, tell your friends. I would be grateful because I enjoy doing this so much. I know you can only see like half my face right here, but that's okay. Yeah, so I'll put everything in the comments. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, and I'll be back.